Some cars look ordinary, but a few survive way longer than anyone expects. Today, we're counting down 10 used cars that refuse to die. The ones that keep running long after others give up. Let's get into it. Some sedans try to be sporty, some try to be luxurious. But this one's mission has always been simple: stay alive longer than everything else on the road. And somehow, it keeps doing exactly that. You see it cruising through any American city, clean, calm, and still driving like it's half its age. That's the magic of this car. The Camry doesn't age. It just keeps going. Inside, it's built like someone at Toyota said, "Make this thing survive the next decade, minimum." The cabin materials don't wear out quickly. The seats stay supportive even after long miles, and nothing inside feels fragile. The buttons still click the same. The plastics don't rattle, and the whole car feels quietly confident. No drama, no weird surprises. Just that simple, dependable Toyota feel that people trust. But the real magic shows up on the road. The Camry drives with this calm, predictable smoothness that never fades. The steering is light, the suspension is comfortable, and the entire car feels like it was engineered by someone who really cared about long-term reliability. You press the gas, and the engine responds cleanly. No stress, no hesitation. This isn't a car that gets tired with age. It's a car that settles in and keeps performing. Mechanics in the US love the 2012 Camry because it avoids all the complicated systems that cause expensive repairs in other sedans. No fragile components, no turbo worries, no electronics that randomly fail. Just a strong 4-cylinder engine, a durable transmission, and simple bulletproof engineering. That's why you see these hitting 200,000 miles, 250,000, even 300,000 miles like it's nothing. For a used sedan, that's insane value. What surprises people most is how consistent this car is. It doesn't slowly fall apart as the years go by. It doesn't develop weird noises. It doesn't become a high-maintenance nightmare. Instead, it stays exactly what it was designed to be: a long-term machine. A car that keeps starting every morning. A car that refuses to quit. A car that ages better than sedans twice its price. This is why the 2012 Camry lasts way longer than anyone expects. It's the definition of dependable. A quiet workhorse that outlives trends, outlives competitors, and sometimes outlives its owner's expectations. Some sedans are built to look good, but this one was built to last. You see it driving around today, and it still has that clean, sharp, dependable look that never really aged. It's the kind of car where you immediately think, yep, that one's going to be on the road forever. And honestly, that's exactly what happens. The Accord just refuses to disappear. Inside, the 2013 Accord feels solid. In a way, a lot of modern sedans don't. The materials hold up, the controls still feel tight, and the whole cabin gives off this "nothing can break me" energy. The seats stay comfortable, the dash doesn't warp, and even the electronics age way better than you'd expect for a car over a decade old. Honda built this generation with long-term quality in mind, not short-term flash. But the real magic is how it drives. The steering is crisp, the handling is unexpectedly sharp for a daily sedan, and the whole car feels light, smooth, and incredibly balanced. You don't fight the Accord, it just works with you. The engine is the star of the show, a naturally aspirated Honda motor that's famous for lasting longer than people think possible. It delivers clean power, responds instantly, and keeps performing even as the miles stack up. Mechanics in the US love the 2013 Accord because it avoids so many of the expensive problems you see in other mid-size cars. The transmission is durable, the engine is nearly unkillable, and the entire powertrain is engineered for long-term survival. That's why you constantly see these cars hitting 200,000 miles, 250,000 miles, even pushing toward 300,000 with nothing more than routine maintenance. It's one of the safest used buys on the entire market. What surprises people most is how well the Accord ages. Most cars get noisy, weak, and tired as the years go by. But the Accord stays smooth, stays quiet, and stays confident. It feels like it was designed by engineers who knew exactly what drivers would need 10 years later. It's reliable, it's comfortable, and it's one of the few sedans that consistently outlives expectations. This is why the 2013 Accord lasts way longer than people expect. It doesn't just survive, it thrives. It's a sedan that proves long-term quality is not a myth. It's just a Honda thing. Some sedans are built to look good, but this one was built to last. You see it driving around today, and it still has that clean, sharp, dependable look that never really aged. It's the kind of car where you immediately think, yep, that one's going to be on the road forever. And honestly, that's exactly what happens. The Accord just refuses to disappear. Inside, the 2013 Accord feels solid. In a way, a lot of modern sedans don't. The materials hold up, the controls still feel tight, and the whole cabin gives off this nothing can break me energy. The seats stay comfortable, the dash doesn't warp, and even the electronics age way better than you'd expect for a car over a decade old. Honda built this generation with long-term quality in mind, not short-term flash. But the real magic is how it drives. The steering is crisp, the handling is unexpectedly sharp for a daily sedan, and the whole car feels light, smooth, and incredibly balanced. You don't fight the Accord, it just works with you. The engine is the star of the show, a naturally aspirated Honda motor that's famous for lasting longer than people think possible. It delivers clean power, responds instantly, and keeps performing even as the miles stack up. Mechanics in the US love the 2013 Accord because it avoids so many of the expensive problems you see in other mid-size cars. The transmission is durable, the engine is nearly unkillable, and the entire powertrain is engineered for long-term survival. That's why you constantly see these cars hitting 200,000 miles, 250,000 miles, even pushing toward 300,000 with nothing more than routine maintenance. It's one of the safest used buys on the entire market. What surprises people most is how well the Accord ages. Most cars get noisy, weak, and tired as the years go by. But the Accord stays smooth, stays quiet, and stays confident. It feels like it was designed by engineers who knew exactly what drivers would need 10 years later. It's reliable, it's comfortable, and it's one of the few sedans that consistently outlives expectations. This is why the 2013 Accord lasts way longer than people expect. It doesn't just survive, it thrives. It's a sedan that proves long-term quality is not a myth. It's just a Honda thing. Some luxury SUVs look impressive when they're new, but this one keeps looking impressive 10, 12, even 15 years later. You see it glide down the road and immediately notice that signature Lexus calmness. No rattles, no stress, no drama. Just a smooth, quiet, confident SUV that refuses to show its age. It has that timeless Lexus look that somehow still feels modern, even though this model has been around for a long time. Inside, the RX 350 feels like it was built by people who cared about quality more than anything else. The leather still holds up beautifully, the dashboard materials stay soft and clean, and the entire cabin feels rock solid. Even the buttons and switches have that heavy, refined click to them, like they were engineered to survive thousands of presses. Nothing feels cheap, nothing feels worn out. This interior ages better than almost any luxury SUV from the same era, and that's exactly why owners keep these things forever. But the real magic starts once you begin driving. The RX doesn't try to be sporty, it tries to be perfect. The steering is silky smooth, the suspension absorbs bumps like they're not even there, and the cabin stays incredibly quiet. You can be driving at 70 miles per hour and still hold a conversation without raising your voice. That's the level of refinement Lexus was delivering long before everyone else caught on. And the best part? The engine. The 3.5 LV6 is one of the most reliable engines ever built. No turbo, no sensitive parts, just pure, proven Toyota-based engineering that lasts decades. Mechanics in the US will tell you the same thing. This is one of the longest-lasting luxury SUVs ever made. It avoids the typical luxury problems: no electronic nightmares, no expensive surprise failures, no mystery issues that cost thousands. Owners regularly pass 200,000 miles. Many reach 250,000. And there are plenty of RX 350S pushing past 300,000 miles while still driving like they're new. That kind of consistency is extremely rare in the luxury world. What really shocks people is how little the RX changes as it ages. The quiet ride stays quiet. The smooth engine stays smooth. The quality interior stays quality. It doesn't slowly fall apart like other premium SUVs. Instead, it stays refined, stays comfortable, and stays reliable, exactly the way it was the day it left the factory. Some cars are famous for being cheap to own, but this one is famous for something even better: refusing to die. You see it everywhere: cities, suburbs, college campuses, delivery fleets. And no matter how old it gets, it just keeps moving like it has infinite lives. That's the thing about the Corolla. It doesn't try to impress anyone, but it quietly outlasts almost everything around it. Inside, the Corolla keeps things simple, and that simplicity is exactly what makes it last so long. No fragile tech, no complicated systems, nothing that feels like it will break after a few years. The materials hold up well, the seats stay firm, and the controls still feel solid, even after miles of daily driving. It's not a flashy interior, but it's dependable. Built to survive real-world use, not showroom show-off moments. Everything here has one job: last. Once you start driving, the Corolla shows why it has such a legendary reputation. The steering is easy and light, the suspension is comfortable, and the whole car feels balanced and predictable. You don't need to fight it or force it, it just goes. The engine is the real star, a simple, naturally aspirated Toyota motor that has become famous for long-term durability. No turbochargers, no complex systems, no hidden maintenance traps. Just a strong, efficient engine that can handle miles, years, and anything life throws at it. Mechanics across the US always recommend the Corolla for one reason: it almost never needs major repairs. Oil changes, brakes, basic upkeep, that's it. The transmission is reliable, the electronics rarely fail, and the engine is known to hit 200,000 miles like it's nothing. Many go past 250,000, and some even hit 300,000 plus miles with nothing but routine maintenance. For a budget-friendly car, that level of longevity is unmatched. The most surprising part is how consistent the Corolla stays over time. It doesn't develop weird noises. Some SUVs try to be exciting, but this one focuses on something way more important: never letting you down. You see it everywhere: school parking lots, highways, mountain roads, city streets, and somehow it always looks like it has 100,000 miles left in it. That's the magic of the CR-V. It doesn't age, it doesn't complain, and it doesn't stop showing up. Inside, the CR-V feels smart and practical without feeling cheap. The materials hold up incredibly well. The seats stay supportive even after years of use, and the cabin doesn't develop those annoying squeaks or rattles you get in other compact SUVs. Everything inside feels like it was built for real life: families, road trips, daily commuting, messy days, long miles. Honda designed this interior to survive whatever owners throw at it, and it shows. On the road, the CR-V delivers exactly what you expect from a long-lasting SUV. Smooth driving, predictable handling, and an engine that feels like it was engineered to run forever. The steering is light but confident. The suspension absorbs bumps without drama, and the whole SUV moves with a quiet, steady personality. And that 2.4L Honda engine, it's legendary. No turbo, no complex parts, no fragile systems, just a rock-solid motor that takes miles like they're nothing. Mechanics in the US always mention the same thing. This generation of CR-V almost never gives owners expensive surprises. The transmission is strong, the engine is bulletproof, and the maintenance is simple and affordable. That's why you constantly see these hitting 180,000 miles, 220,000 miles, even 300,000 miles while still driving like dependable family cars. It's one of the safest used SUV buys you can make, period. What surprises people most is how stable the CR-V stays as it ages. It doesn't slowly grow louder or rougher with time. It doesn't turn into a shaky, tired SUV. Instead, it stays smooth, stays comfortable, and stays reliable year after year. Owners keep these things for so long that they often forget how old they actually are. And that's exactly what makes the CR-V special. It simply refuses to feel worn out. This is why the 2012 Honda CR-V lasts way longer than expected. It's the dependable, practical, reliable SUV that just keeps doing its job, long after others give up. A quiet survivor that proves simplicity is sometimes the strongest feature of all. Some SUVs are built to look adventurous, but this one is built to survive anything. You see it everywhere: mountain towns, suburban driveways, long highway commutes, and it always looks the same. Clean, calm, and ready for another 100,000 miles. The CR-V isn't loud or flashy, but it's one of those cars that quietly outlives almost every other compact SUV in its class. Inside, the CR-V feels instantly familiar. Not overly fancy, not fragile, just practical and well-built. The seats stay supportive even after years of daily driving. The materials age gracefully, and the layout is simple enough that nothing really goes wrong. No complicated tech that breaks, no delicate buttons that fall apart. Everything is straightforward, reliable, and made to handle real life: families, pets, trips, groceries, everything. It's the kind of interior that can take a beating and still look good. Once you're on the road, the CR-V shows why people keep these things forever. The steering is light and smooth, the suspension handles rough pavement without complaining, and the cabin stays surprisingly quiet for a compact SUV. It has that classic Honda balance: comfortable enough for long drives, but tight enough to feel stable and controlled. And the engine? That's the superstar, a naturally aspirated Honda 4-cylinder, known for lasting far longer than people expect. It doesn't strain, it doesn't hesitate, it just keeps running. Mechanics across the US love the CR-V because it avoids so many of the issues found in other compact SUVs from the same era. The engine is incredibly durable. The transmission is one of Honda's most reliable designs, and major failures are rare. When you follow basic maintenance, these cars easily pass 200,000 miles. Many reach 250,000, and a surprising number climb past 300,000 while still driving like dependable daily commuters. For a small SUV, that's impressive longevity. What surprises most people is how little the CR-V changes over time. It doesn't become noisy, it doesn't get sloppy in the steering, it doesn't start falling apart inside. Instead, it stays consistent: smooth acceleration, predictable handling, long-lasting components. It's one of those vehicles that makes ownership simple. No drama, no big repair bills, no mystery problems. Just a reliable SUV that keeps showing up every morning, no matter how many miles are on the odometer. This is why the 2012 CR-V lasts way longer than expected. It's practical, tough, and engineered to stay dependable long after other SUVs have given up. A true long-term champion for anyone who wants reliability without stress. Some luxury sedans feel delicate as they age, but this one just gets smoother, quieter, and more confident every single year. You see it glide down the road and immediately recognize that classic Lexus vibe: calm, refined, and completely unbothered by time. It's the kind of car that doesn't need to prove anything. It simply lasts. Inside, the ES 350 feels like a private lounge on wheels. The seats are plush, the materials are thick and high quality, and the cabin feels sealed from the outside world. Even after more than a decade, the leather stays soft, the buttons still have that satisfying Lexus click, and the dashboard remains solid with zero cheap vibrations. Everything feels engineered, not assembled. Lexus built the interior with long-term comfort in mind, and that's exactly why it ages beautifully. But once you start driving, the magic really begins. The ES 350 is not trying to be sporty, aggressive, or dramatic. It's designed to calm you down. The steering is silky smooth, the suspension floats over rough roads, and the cabin stays whisper quiet, even at highway speeds. You get that unmistakable Lexus glide, soft, controlled, and effortless. And then there's the engine, the legendary 3.5L V6. No turbo, no overcomplication, just pure, proven Toyota engineering that lasts longer than most people expect. It delivers smooth power every time you touch the gas, with zero stress. Mechanics in the US constantly praise this generation of ES 350 because it almost never has major issues. The engine is bulletproof, the transmission is incredibly durable, and the electronics are far more reliable than what you see in other luxury sedans. Owners routinely hit 200,000 miles. Many reach 250,000, and quite a few push past 300,000 while the car still drives like it's barely broken in. That level of long-term consistency is rare, even in the luxury world. What surprises people most is how the ES ages. Most luxury sedans get noisy, stiff, and demanding over time. But the ES 350 stays smooth, stays quiet, and stays elegant. It doesn't fall apart, it doesn't lose its comfort, it doesn't become a maintenance nightmare. Instead, it holds onto its premium feel with almost no effort. You get the same refined experience year after year. This is why the 2011 Lexus ES 350 lasts way longer than expected. It's luxury without stress, comfort without complications, and reliability without question. A long-term sedan built to be the calmest, smoothest survivor on the road. Some family SUVs get old fast, but this one just keeps going. You see it on the road, and it still looks ready for another road trip, another school run, another decade of use. Inside, the Pilot is roomy, practical, and built with that classic Honda toughness. The materials hold up, the seats stay comfortable, and nothing feels flimsy. On the road, it drives with surprising confidence. The V6 is smooth, strong, and incredibly reliable. No complicated systems, no fragile components, just a solid Honda engine built to survive long-term use. The suspension is comfortable, the steering is stable, and the whole SUV feels dependable in a way many modern crossovers don't. Mechanics always praise this generation because it avoids major issues and easily goes past 200,000 miles. Some hit 300,000 with nothing but basic maintenance. The 2011 Pilot lasts way longer than expected because it was built to handle real life year after year. Some SUVs try to look tough, but this one is tough. The 4Runner is that rare truck-based SUV that just keeps going no matter how old it gets. You see these climbing mountains, hauling gear, hitting trails, or just cruising city streets. And they all have one thing in common: they never seem to wear out. It has that rugged, squared-off look that still feels bold today. And the crazy part is how well it performs after hundreds of thousands of miles. The interior is simple, but built with durability in mind. Thick plastics, sturdy switches, no fragile electronics. Everything inside feels like it was designed for real-world abuse. And once you start driving, the 4Runner shows its true personality. The steering is confident, the suspension is strong, and the 4.0 LV6 under the hood is one of the longest-lasting engines Toyota has ever produced. No turbos, no gimmicks, just brute reliability. Mechanics in the US constantly praise this SUV because it almost never suffers major failures. Owners routinely push these past 300,000 miles, and many hit 400,000 with original engines and transmissions still running strong. It's the SUV you buy once and keep for life. This is why the 2010 Toyota 4Runner lasts way longer than anyone expects. It's not just reliable, it's legendary.